Alright, well, I said to some of you guys that wanted an updated video on these 2020, 2021, 2022 Ford Explorers on the brake controller taillight configuration that Ford basically says there's nothing they can do for. I finally have a car in here that has other issues, but while it's here, figure this is as good a time as any to go ahead and go over this. The last one I have to do with this brake controller trailer wiring setup. So I'll show you what it takes to get all your pieces that you need to do this. This here, get where you can read it, does not say it fits this car, but it does. It is a Tekanasha 3035-P. Says it's for a 92 to 2008 Ford vehicle. Doesn't really say. It says it excludes the 2005 Super Duty for whatever reason. Don't know. So you need this harness if you want to make your life a little easier. It's plug and play. Plugs right into your brake controller. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but Restore power. And I bought the kind that has, as you can see right there by my thumb, has that style plug on it, which this has that plug on it, and it also has the plug you need to plug into the car. And then you need this kit. Again, does not say that it fits this vehicle. In fact, it only goes from 2011 to 2013. And this is a Kurt custom wiring harness 56093. And this has the correct plugs on it to plug directly into the taillight harnesses of the car. So you need this kit. This gives you basically everything you need here. So you need that, a brake controller. I like these because I like the digital readout, and the gain control is very nice. Got one of them in my personal truck. I really do like these. Then this just makes it nice, so you don't have to have butt splices. You know, if you want to do that, it's whatever. But you still need a car side plug at a minimum, which is that right there. Which, let's see if I can open this one-handed. So here is the brake controller end, and this is the car end. And believe it or not, the car has the correct plug under the dash. This will plug directly into, even though they're not supposedly trailer equipped. Let's see if I can pop this other package open. And this is, like I said, brake controller, has said plug on it. And again, see if I can do this one-handed. There. So that is why I buy that particular wiring harness, because it plugs directly in. And then kind of show you what this thing looks like. Comes with directions and whatnot, but you know, comes with a nice spool of wire. It's fairly heavy gauge. It's got decent sheathing on it. It's nothing that's amazing, but it is definitely usable. I use it on all the installs that I've used it on all the installs that I've done so far. No issues whatsoever. So this little module is what it takes to have separated turn signals from brake lights, which these cars have. So they say there's no trailering module in it, which is funny because this car has like 4 or 5 codes in it for the trailer module that it supposedly doesn't have. So you can run this whole thing if you want and just have the 4-way flat. It's totally an option. I don't like doing that. I cut that off. This plug here with the single green wire, if I recall correctly, goes to the passenger side. And then the side that has all of them goes to the driver's side. So you just unplug your tail light, or the plug out of the back of the tail light, plug the tail light into, I believe it's this one, and then you plug the other end in to the other side that you just unplugged. And you have to have ground for this, and then you have to have power. That's this wire. Which on this particular car, on these, it's fairly simple. You have to take your spare tire carrier out. You got to take these little clips out, one on either side, and then those 2 bolts have to come out. T55 works. It's not right. I'm not 100% sure what actually the size is, but that's what I use and it works. Put the hardware in that container. So see if I can pull this out with one hand. And sorry for the video shaking all around. I'm not a real excellent YouTuber by any standard. So once you take those 2 panels out, you gain access. Let's see if this might be bad. Don't know. You gain access to this guy, which is a power point, or a power distribution point. This is where I run my power from for the taillight module for the trailer. And also I run my trailer charging wire. That's again something you don't have to do. If I'm doing it, I like to do it, you know, put it all in there. There's no sense in only having some of it hooked up, some of it hooked, you know, some of it working. So anyways, I will now raise this thing up and show you the underside. And I typically mount that module back in here, just run the wires underneath the insulation over to there. It's kind of a little bit of a trick to get it fed through, but it is possible. I've done it. I think this is the fourth one. The 4th one I've done. Now the other 2 were 2020s and one 2014. So the 14 doesn't really fall into the same thing. I had to run wires full length of the car for a couple of those connections on that. So you don't have to take the tail lights out of the back of the car. You do have to take this panel off here, which just lifts off. Got my finger in front of the camera. Then you have to take this fastener out here to get these little styrofoam blocks. There's just one fastener, both sides. Take them off to get that out of your way. And then you can kind of manipulate these side panels around once you have this out of your way, which I'm not going to bore you with all that because that's pretty straightforward. I'll raise this thing up. So there's really no directions out there for this that I found. Kind of was something I just kind of stumbled upon. What works, and like I said, you guys do whatever you want, but this is how I've done it. I've had a few guys in the comments on my last video that wanted to have more of an in-depth on how to do it, and like I said, I'm no pro at this, so me and a camera is not necessarily a great match, but I'll do what I can, try to show you what I know. So get the hoist raised up here. Alright, so take and try not to blind you. And show you what we got here. Okay, alright, let's go on the outside first. This is the part that infuriates me. So, you get this hitch here. Real nice hitch. You get a nice 7-way RV, a nice 4-way flat. Real nice setup. Then you get under the car, and Ford so conveniently just, yeah. Let's see if I can get to where you can see. That comes from that 7-way RV assembly and 4-way flat. Comes down, trying to get where I can see my finger. Loops around, and as you see, I'm trying to use a hat light doing this, and it's kind of working, or headlamp. There's nothing plugged to it. Still nice, you know? And one of the connections you're going to have to make if you want trailer brakes, which is, you know, kind of part of, or a lot of this, is up in there. And I'll see if I can pull that wire down. Okay. So this is the black plug. It hangs. I'll get my light just right. There is another plug up in there, that gray plug. You don't want that guy. You want this black one. And all you need out of here is, I'll get where I can get you guys to see and not block the light out with my phone. That blue wire, that is your trailer brake wire. That is wired right up to the front of the car with that plug, where it goes right up to this plug. Car's already hardwired. That's the part I don't get. Trailer brake wiring's back here. I don't understand. Anyways, so you'll want that blue wire. You will have to run wire from this black connector, from that, I shouldn't say from the black connector, the blue wire from the black connector to the blue wire right here. This is the other end of that, so you'll have to, it's not enough length, there's not enough wire here, and I use a little piece of that black wire that they send you with the Kurt wiring kit. And then let me take and pop that down. Like I said, I'm sorry for all the shaking around and everything. This isn't, not one of them high-end YouTubers that do a lot of videos or anything like that. So if you don't like my videos, sorry. Okay. If I remember right, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. I'm trying to get where you can see and I can see and all that good stuff. The blue wire is your trailer brake. I just cut this plug off. I just eliminate it. I guess I gotta raise the camera up. I'll turn my light up a little brighter. The blue wire is your trailer brake wiring. And I gotta think. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've done this. Your yellow and green are gonna be your tail lamps and turn signals. And then I gotta look at my phone. I can't remember, and I don't want to tell somebody wrong. I don't remember what video it was on that I took and did the breakdown of the wiring on. I think it was the K9 unit. Get this here so I can see. Yes. Okay. Here. back around. Okay, so in this plug, the ground is the black wire with white tracer. So it's that heavy gauge black wire by the orange wire there. And then obviously the blue is the trailer brake. Orange is your 12 volt. Let's see. Yeah, orange is your charging wire. So if you have like a trailer or a trailer with a battery charger built in for your trailer brakes, when you have if your trailer would come disconnected or whatever, that orange wire I run to that distribution block underneath that cargo area, and I typically put a fuse in it. I can't remember what fuse I've put in the past, probably like a 20 amp fuse or something like that. And I mean, you can do your research, figure out what fuse is appropriate for your application. The tan wire there by the blue one is your running lamps, and then the light blue with brown tracer, let's see if I can, it's this wire right at the tip of my finger right next to the yellow. That is reverse lamps, in case you were wanting to pull like a camper or something that might have reverse lights, or if you got a little trailer that you have, you know, whatever the situation is. But that's reverse lamps. And you hook that all up. I guess the reverse lamps, I didn't hook that up to anything. Sorry about all this. I'm trying to do this all by memory, and but I just plug or cut this 4-way flat off and then hardwire this to this harness right here. Some of the wires you're gonna not use, like the reverse lights, you're not gonna use that. This is a little jumper here, this white and blue wire. Don't really know why Ford does that. Obviously this isn't hooked into anything. This one surprisingly isn't too corroded. The last one I did, the inside of that plug was a disaster. But you know, the green and yellow, self-explanatory. You gotta have the ground, tan wire, and like I said, the orange is for your trailer charging, blue is for trailer brakes. And then I can see if I can get you under here and show you where. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. I didn't try this whole scenario yet. See if I can get you where I can get up here in the car and show you where that plug is underneath the dash. I don't know if I can fit or not. I might not be able to do this. We'll give her a shot. See if I can wiggle my way up in here. Oh, fat man don't fit very good. Oh, this is gonna work. Okay. I'll be dipped. Except I'm blind. Sorry about that. Lo and behold, I can see it. That plug right there has just a blank cap in it. Again, see if I can do this. I don't know that I can do this one-handed. No, I can't. But see where my fingers are? If there was wires hooked into it, that's where they'd be. But you got a little connector clip here and one on this back side. Release them, pull that out, plug that trailer brake harness in, mount your brake controller. This end's done. It's that simple. So, I don't fit through here very good. Try to get back down without breaking my neck. Okay. Well, that was fun. No, it wasn't. Fat man don't fit in that tiny little gap down in between the hoist arms when the door opens and hits that little, hits this guy right here. You don't open all the way. Anyways, so I guess if any of you guys have questions, hopefully this wasn't too hard to follow, and hopefully I didn't blind you too many times with my hat light. But hopefully it's simple enough that you can figure out what I did. And I get this installed on this one, and I'll probably do a little update video here, show you what the connections look like, that kind of thing, before I loom it all up, put it all away. So you can kind of see how I do it, but this was kind of just a little bit of a lead up to that. And how I've done these, and I know it's frustrating when you go to Ford and they basically tell you, sorry, you're on your own, because that's what they told us. And I will have a video here, probably uploaded about the same time, with issues that this car has. I've already done one of those videos, but this is a different car. Still one of the 3 that we have. But this one was fairly trouble-free, but it's a low mileage car, so it's only got 24,000 on it. And problems are definitely showing up on it. So if you're interested in watching that, that'll be uploaded probably about the same time this video is. Alright, if you have any questions or anything like that, I'll try to help, but throw them down there in the comments. I'll do my best to answer any kind of questions you have. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching.